Good win that, Paul. I mean, you had to sort of dig it out a bit. Obviously, second half came on strong. Rowley Partington try was pretty important. Another step closer to the playoffs.
Yeah, I thought we were fantastic, to be fair. I thought our performance was really good. We weren't as polished as we could be in attack, but I thought there were some really good signs. We had a new spine, with Jaden in there in particular. I thought there were some really promising signs on how good it could be. There's a bit of work to do, but we're willing to do that and get that better. But in saying that, we scored 30 points. I thought we totally dominated the game, in particular in the first half. So we were disappointed not to come in at half time with more points on the board. But we tasked our players with having energy. We always have commitment. We've had it previous 2 weeks, the commitment, just not the energy. So the teams that are winning at the minute are the ones, with energy. And I thought we had plenty of it today. And it's a huge win, actually. Not just because of the league table, but because Castleford are in such good form. They've had 5 weeks now where the performances and results have backed that up, and they've been fantastic. So we're very happy with the win.
Ollie, nice moment for him to get that try. He obviously took a couple of heavy knocks as well, didn't he?
Yeah, Ollie P was the best player on the field by a country mile, and he deserved that. So his all-round game was fantastic. Like you say, he took a couple of shots around the head, but he reacted in the right way. He played the game in a good spirit and played tough both sides of the ball, defence and attack.
He's got some desire, hasn't he? Ollie? He really puts his head in where it hurts.
Yeah, he's got a willingness to work hard, and he's selfless, and he works for his team, and he's got a good rugby IQ as well. So he works alongside his teammates very well.
You mentioned that the league table wasn't the only reason for how it was a huge win, but the league table, particularly Leeds coming up next week, it's a massive statement to stay 4 clear, so Leeds can't catch up if they win next week. Yeah,
but we prefer to look up, not down. Our job's to focus on week to week. We've seen this year that the results are crazy, aren't they? And we understand that we'll have to work harder again to beat some of the teams, in particular what was on show over the last 2 nights. The results and the performances that we've seen already in Super League this week have been fantastic. So we're going to have to be better. We're going to have to be good, but we're willing to work hard. And like I said before, the important bit is for us is we've got some really promising signs that we believe that there's quite a bit more in us as well. So a little bit of lady luck with injuries, and we came through today well, so that's good. And we'll kick on to the next one.
Do you have a target in mind for the number of points needed to make the top 6?
Nah, we just work week to week and take it as it comes. So we don't focus on stuff like that. It's we just want to perform well, and we believe if we perform well, then the results. It's all cliche, isn't it? But it is true. That's what happens.
Those head knocks. Do you think Sim Billings were the right decision?
Well, yeah, I do.
How did he feel about it?
Who? Ollie?
Ollie, yeah.
Well, he were getting stitched up, so I guess he was overly pleased, really. So, but yeah, it's just the way it is. We know we've been on the rough end of that as well, and I think you've seen this weekend that sin bins have cost a lot of teams dearly, and it cost Castleford dearly because obviously we took advantage of the men down in both periods when they had people down to they're down to 12 men, but in saying that we still dominated with 30 men, but we found the space when they were a man down. So that's the way we're at. We played Huddersfield and we got single, yellow carded for something what were far less than today's incident. So I'm not sure where I can go with that. I wouldn't have been bothered if they didn't, and I'm not bothered that they did. We just do play to whatever the referee says and crack on.
And he's feeling all right?
It's fine. Are you a big fan of Ollie's or something? Last time you were asking.
Given the opponents in the next game, given what's been said circulating about you and Leeds and things like that, are you prepared for a few days where you may be the centre of all the talk for reasons that aren't necessarily they are rugby related, but not necessarily rugby related, if you know what I mean?
Not really, because I'll be Worsley Golf Club with a cup of tea and a biscuit, so I'll not see anything. So nothing will touch me at all, you know. So and for me, my focus is on, as always, this group of players. We're a good group, we're a close group, and we won't do ourselves a disservice by focusing and concentrating on anything else. That being said, we're coming against a fantastic club, a big club, and a club that's really banging form as well. A couple of our players are playing extremely well for him too. So again, we've got to be better next week than we were this week against a team that's confident and hungry to. They are getting to that point where they need to win almost every game. So they're all big games now.
When you were at Worsley Golf Club, will you actually be playing golf, or will you just be sat there with a cup of tea?
I'm a social member, just a cup of tea and a biscuit.
What about Jaden Nicarima? Pretty tidy on his debut, probably more to come.
Oh, definitely more to come. I thought he built his game on solid D first and foremost. I thought he was enthusiastic in that area and a willingness to run the ball. So I think with Callum and Nenny and Ethan at the side of him, he's got some strike power there, and you know they'll complement one another. There's definitely more to come from Jaden, but I'm very pleased for him to get that under his belt, because I can't remember last time he done 80 minutes. I'm guessing it's been some time. So I'm sure leg heavy for the last 20 minutes out there, but he got through, and that'll be a good tick in the box for him.
Yeah, it's good news, Chris, in a 5-year deal. I mean, that's quite unusual for an assistant. What can you say about that in terms of the commitment the club has shown in him? Yeah,
I think Chrissy, he came back to this club as a crowd favourite, and took a new, obviously stepping out of playing into coaching. I think it was quickly evident that he's got some skills and skill sets that others don't have. He's quite special and unique in that way. He's I'm sure he could still be playing. He was an absolute world-class rugby league player, and you don't have that playing the games that he's played with, the players he's played with and coaches he's played for, and not retain a lot of knowledge, stuff that I couldn't coach, and so he's valuable there. And what I think people don't realise with overseas players in particular is it enables him to get some security and get mortgages and stuff like that. So we in rugby league and in sport in general, it's so short term that we're hardly on the low risk category when we start wanting to lend money off a bank. So hopefully now he can settle down and focus on his future.
What about yourself, Paul, in terms of any long-term deal at Salford? Well, what's the latest on that?
There's no latest. I'm more happy for Chris. I've got this year and next, and I'm absolutely committed. There's no. I don't think we see enough in the game where people sign contracts and are happy to honour that contract, and that's exactly where I'm at. I come to work every day with a smile, absolutely, and so I love the players, love the staff, love the club, love the fans. Got no dramas there. So my future, unless Salford sell me, is very much with this group.
So you're in this year and next year?
That's my contract.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's what that's what it says on the paper.